Hello, my name is Ann Harris, and today we are going to learn how to properly tune a marching bass drum. So before we get started, we're going to need a couple of items. The first thing on our list is a high tension drum key, sometimes called a T key. The next thing on our list is going to be something soft, something like a packing blanket, like a towel, or even a bunch of hoodies. The next thing you're going to need is a tuner. You can use your tuner, or you can use something like an app on your phone. And last but not least, you're definitely going to need a drum. Alright, so the first thing we're going to need to do is lay the drum down on its side. Go ahead and get out your soft item, either a blanket or packing towel or hoodies, and lay it down flat on the floor. Now, just bring the drum over and lay it down gently, like so. The reason we use a soft item on the other side is to make sure that while we tune this head, we're not hearing resonance from the other head. Alright, this next step is called matching the pairs. Each one of these lugs has a buddy, the one that is directly across the drum from it. Here, 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 and here. So go ahead and get your high tension key and your mallet. Alright, so when we start to match the pairs, the first thing we want to do is put our fingers lightly in the center of the drum. Putting your hand in the center of the drum stops the whole head from resonating at the same time and lets you hear each individual lug a little bit better. Alright, so what we need to do first is to determine which of these two lugs is higher and which one is lower. So to do that, we're going to take our mallet and we're going to play very lightly, just about an inch inside of the bearing edge. When you do this, you also want to keep your ear low to the drum so that you can hear through all of those competing overtones. The difference is very minor, but this lug is slightly lower than this lug. So I'm going to take my key and give it just a little bit of a kick to the higher side. Let's test again. Sounds good to me. Moving on to the next pair. Alright, so it looks like we've got each pair of lug matched to its partner. Now the next step is to match the pairs to their neighbors. So by neighbor pairs, I'm talking about if this is my home base pair, then the pairs next to it on either side are its neighbors. First step, let's determine which of these three sets of lugs is the highest. So again, put your fingers in the middle of the drum to stop excess resonance. A definite lower note here. So this pair of lug is definitely the lowest. So I'll start by bringing these up. Just a tiny little twitch is all you need. Repeat this process for each set of lugs all the way around the drum. You'll notice that I'm only testing one lug from each pair. The reason for this is, since we just matched each pair, theoretically each lug should be the same. Just be sure that whatever adjustment you make to this lug, you also make to the other lug. Alright, once you've cleared both heads, you're ready to move on to the next step. Alright, so the next step is going to be matching one head to the other. The first thing we have to do when matching the heads is determine which one is higher and which one is lower. To do this, first we're going to put our ear inside of the rim. We're going to take our other hand and we're going to mute the side that we're not listening to. And we're going to take this hand and we're going to slap the rim kind of like a rim shot. Have the rim hit these first knuckles here, like so. Repeat on the other side. Once you've determined which head is higher and lower, start with the lower side. Now we're going to begin bringing the lower head up to match the higher head. To do this, we're going to need our key, and we're going to need something called the star pattern. The star pattern is a pattern in tuning drums that ensures that you stretch the head evenly all the way around. This helps keep the drum head sounding nice for longer. So to do the star pattern, you're going to pick a lug to start with. This will be your home base, your anchor. So this is my anchor. I'm going to take from here, bring it up just a little bit, and go right across to its buddy. Same adjustment. Okay, from here, you can either go clockwise or counterclockwise, but I'm going to go counterclockwise. Move one over and then across to its buddy. Aside from just protecting the head, the star pattern also protects your rims and your drum shell, especially for smaller, more fragile drums. Uneven tension can cause cracks or warping, and it will reduce the overall longevity of your instrument and its head. Repeat the process all the way around. After every adjustment, make sure you check and see if the heads are matched yet. Once you've matched both heads, it's time to bring the drum up to pitch. This is where your tuner will come in handy. The note you tune your drum to can vary depending on your tuning scheme and how many people you have on your bass line. Typically, bass lines have 5 members. A standard tuning for a 5-man bass line is something we call DADFA. Starting from the bottom to the top, we have D, A, D, F sharp, and A. Some places prefer the E-flat scale, so that would be E-flat, B-flat, E-flat, G, B-flat. For a 6-man line, I'll do something like DADFA with a C on top. D, A, D, F sharp, A, C. For a 4-man line, usually I'll do E-flat, B-flat, E-flat, G. This drum is a drum 3, so if we were doing the E-flat chord, it would be tuned to an E-flat. Luckily, this drum is already close to pitch, so I don't have much work to do. But if your drum was much lower than your ideal pitch, then just do the star pattern on each side. Make sure you make the same adjustment to each lug. A helpful trick to ensure you're making the same adjustment on each lug is to use quarter turns, half turns, and sometimes even full turns. A quarter turn would just be 90 degrees from your starting position. A half turn would be 180. And then, of course, a full turn is a whole 360. And there you have it. Now just repeat these techniques on all the rest of your drums and you'll have a wonderfully tuned bass line.